Welcome. We're the second viewing, and this is Off the Cuff.
All right, everybody. Well, we just sat down at the good old cinema and watched Collateral Beauty. Now, this was, I guess going into this, we thought this would be like an Oscar bait movie, right, Dan? That's kind of what we were thinking?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I also had not seen any information on this movie at all.
Oh, I never showed you the trailer. I meant to do that. Okay. I'll preface this movie a little bit with the trailer.
Okay.
So in the trailer, you see Will Smith, who is the main character of this movie, I suppose, pretty much. He's the biggest actor on the poster, so we're going to go with that. Probably got paid the most, too. Anyways, in the trailer, Will Smith is talking to Helen Mirren, what's her name? Keira Knightley, and Jacob Littimore, I'm pretty sure that's his name.
I think
Yes. He's talking to those three in like an interview kind of style. Like the parts are in the film, but the trailer makes it seem like he's kind of like interviewing them and getting to know them, and like it's like a really personal thing, and it's like a really like warm-hearted, like inspirational thing. But in reality, in this movie, it's fairly mean-spirited why they're being interviewed.
Yeah, relatively. I think there's good intentions there, but at the same time, they want to cover their asses and make sure they get paid. Like, Edward Norton is all about getting that green in this movie.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, like, that is not at all mentioned in the trailer at all.
No, you don't even have, you have no idea that there's money involved. All you think is, oh, this poor guy's friends. Well, actually, I've never seen the trailer, but I would imagine
that's what I'm trying to get to.
Is,
basically, saying that you have no idea that they are kind of technically like manipulating him for money, essentially. I mean, all right, let's get into this movie. Already. I mean, fuck the trailer. So, watch the trailer if you guys haven't seen anything about this. If you don't, we'll probably get into spoilers because I could care less about this movie. I honestly could care less. So, if you continue listening, go watch the trailer. Whatever, do your thing. Collateral Beauty has just come out just this weekend, pretty much for a wide release. Stars Will Smith, Edward Norton, Kate Winslet, and Michael Pena. How do you pronounce his name?
Michael Pena? I don't know.
Pena. Yeah, the guy who was in what's that movie with that superhero movie? Small guy, Ant-Man. He was in Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, right.
He was great in Ant-Man, by the way.
He's kind of great in general, actually. I genuinely like in this movie.
Pretty lackluster. Well, he's good, but the script's probably the worst part.
Yeah, I mean,
he got dealt a bad card.
Yeah. Well, every fucking actor in this movie got dealt a bad card. Mind you, it's probably gonna rake in so much cash. Just because it's got all these big names in it, which, I mean, fair.
Well, I mean, it's only made $2.4 million over this weekend so far.
Not a very big opening weekend. Especially
for Will Smith. I'm pretty sure Will Smith probably got paid at least $2.4 million to be in this. So Will Smith got paid.
Willie got paid.
Big Willie Styles doing his thing.
I wonder if Edward Norton got paid because he sure wanted to in this movie. He
wanted that green so bad.
Dude was chasing the green.
You hated Edward Norton in this movie, but I loved him. I thought he was hilarious.
I mean, I respect your opinion on him, the fact that he was just trying to get that paper, which I can respect. The guy's trying to make some cash flow. I can get down with that.
He was also just, such a dick. I couldn't help but, find him to be, the gleam of hope in this movie for me. The rest of all the other characters in this movie are all so, sad for reasons, but what feels like no reason when you're watching it, because nothing feels like at any there's no stakes in this movie.
Right, like Michael Pena started from nothing, put himself through school, is now in the big times, making some decent cash with this company, provided for his family, been an amazing father, but plot twist, spoiler alert, he's dying.
Yeah, that happens halfway into the movie too, and it just comes over in a conversation in a supermarket.
Well, yeah, he has a cough before that.
It's I'm so sick. I'm not well. No.
Are you okay? No.
Okay, I got to talk about the whole overall tone of this movie because it's fucking everywhere. It makes no sense. It's one scene is
so introspective.
One scene is happy-go-lucky, oh geez, look at him. What a great marketing genius. Oh gosh, gee golly. Cut to next scene. Oh, my daughter just died, and everyone I know has cancer, and the viewers should all be very sad right now. I don't know what to feel. It's so jarring. It's too instant. I was what's going on right now?
It's like cheap thrills, really. The whole movie. I mean, they try to pull at your heartstrings, but I mean, either you give in to your weaker human side and show the emotion, or you kind of just look at it and go, wow, how fucking cheesy is this? It's actually unbelievable, man. There's every actor has this like zoom in on their face, and they all have to say one like line that's supposed to define the movie. But there's like 30 of these lines in it. It's like at one point, death.
To me, there's one line that matters the most.
Oh my god!
So make sure you always look out for that Collateral Beauty. Collateral Beauty.
Collateral Beauty.
They say that like 20 times in the movie.
It's pretty rough.
The first time I was like, yeah, because I love it when the movie says the title. I just do. Got fucking old. I think I might hate that now. Collateral Beauty ruined that for me. What were you gonna say about Helen Mirren though? Or
oh yeah, yeah. There's a point where this is the first bit that she does pretending to be death, or is she really death? Whatever. She's death. She shows up talking to Will Smith, and whatchamacallit, the camera zooms in on her face, and she says something really introspective and deep, and Will Smith is forced to contemplate it for a second, and then he denies it and he walks away. Then cut to the next chick who shows up, and she's Love, and she says something really introspective, and the camera almost kind of zooms in for a second, and Will Smith is forced to think about it for a quick second. And then it happens again and again and again and a fucking again. It happens all the time, and every line is more and more cheesy. Even Matthew fucking Penna has a goddamn line like that.
It's like, well, you know, sometimes death isn't all that it seems.
He does say some shit like that.
Cut to the next line. Well, you know, sometimes everything's not half cut. well,
we don't know what that one means.
I don't even know. Like it was one. It's like when you watch a bad comedy, it's all like one-liner jokes.
Yeah.
This was the drama equivalent of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Where it was like all one-liner, like I don't know, like quotes you would find on someone's like shitty bathroom wall.
Yeah,
Live,
exactly.
laugh, love.
Like all that kind of shit. This movie is born and bred of that garbage.
I think mothers would like this movie. That's what I'm getting at.
Like
if you're like 42 and you haven't watched a movie in a couple months, you're gonna love Collateral Beauty.
If you're a hardcore soccer mom and work's been rough lately,
what defines a hardcore soccer mom is my question.
Dude, just a lot of soccer. Just like a lot of fucking soccer.
Okay, fair enough.
Like maybe you have like a lot of kids or something.
Yeah,
anyways,
you have like 20 kids.
If you're a fucking hardcore soccer mom and work has been rough lately and your husband's been working lots, but those holiday tunes are pulling at your heartstrings, you're going into this movie semi-emotional already, you're gonna bust it onto this movie. I'm serious. You might drop your 8th kid in the fucking theater.
No one was really laughing at our theater though. There was a few chuckles for sure.
Oh, that was all us.
But like, oh god, I kind of felt like a dick in this movie. I was laughing, but I probably shouldn't have.
Oh man, you were clapping. You ha.
Dude, okay. When the end of the movie, when Will Smith like says his daughter's name, and his wife says, "What's her name?" All I could think of was that Rhubarb Lady video where she's like,
"What's her name, bitch?
Bitch, what's her name, bitch? Bitch, what's your name?" That's all I could think of.
You whispered that to me. Well, you didn't really.
What's your name, bitch?
It wasn't that much of a whisper because you were too
I was yelling.
excited
At
about
that point, I was yelling.
What's your name, bitch?
Seemed fitting. Hold on. Okay, let's just start with the plot really, really quick. So the movie is based about Will Smith, who's lost his daughter. His daughter passed away. It's very sad. And he is not dealing with it very well at all. So essentially, Michael Pena, Edward Norton, and Kate Winslet are his colleagues at the advertising agency, and they're losing all of their clients, right, and all their
business basically, and they want to sell out because they're broke.
Yeah, and so they're trying to make a final sale, and for some reason Will Smith won't sign the sale. They don't really say why. I guess he doesn't like doing anything apparently.
Well, I think it's because the same guy that they're brokering the deal for also had a document that he needed to sign saying his daughter was officially dead.
So they didn't want to talk to her about it.
Right, so he's in this fucking limbo stage, kind of just like, whatever,
like,
pissing and moaning.
That 15 minutes of the movie for me wasn't like great, but it felt a little more cohesive. Like there was a point in the movie where at least it was all kind of dramatic. Well, and although it was cheesy dramatic, it was okay. It worked for me.
I just want to point out that that's the one point Will Smith actually spoke.
Yeah, oh God.
He's almost not even in this movie.
Okay, hold on, just let me finish the plot really quick before we get off tangent here. But we have a lot to talk about that for a second. So, like you're saying, since he doesn't want to talk to this certain colleague, Omnicon or something like that, they want to make the Omnicon deal, whatever. The three colleagues decide to basically kind of frame him to seem clinically insane or something, or mentally unhealthy, so they can take his signature authority away, so they can sign for it, sort of thing.
Yeah, so he just loses his right to vote in it. Like, his 60% of the say of what goes on in the company is now forfeited because he's not clinically able to make the decision, is essentially what they're trying to set him up for.
Right. And in the meantime, he is actually unhealthy, fair enough, and he's writing letters to death, time, and love, which are the three abstractions in his mind that get in the way of life or whatever. So he's writing to them and putting them in a mailbox as like a form of therapy. So what the colleagues do is through a private investigator, they find these letters and they hire three people to be actors: Keira Knightley, Helen Mirren, and what the fuck's the other guy? What's his name? Jacob Littenmore, to play those characters respectively, and then meet him in real life and pretend that they're just spiritual entities, so that he will come to terms with himself, and then meanwhile they can videotape him talking to those spiritual entities and then digitally remove them so they can use it as evidence to further take away his signing authority.
Exactly. So basically there's two plans that these three colleagues come up. The concept alone
is fucking nuts.
Yeah. Three colleagues. This is how the trailer should go. Three colleagues come up with a plan. But do they sacrifice their best friend to get what they want? Or do they try to help him first?
And like...
That's exactly what they fucking do. They frame his ass while kind of trying to help him. And it's kind of... And then there's this third plot twist that happens where it's like, oh, but those actors you hired actually happen to be death, time, and love.
They really are.
They really are ghosts.
And their whole thing is like, we were trying to help our friend, but in the end, we helped ourselves.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we solved all our problems while we were trying to help him solve his, and he solved his problem. So now we get paid, everyone's happy, and holy shit, they're actually ghosts.
I think that's probably what the actors thought in real life when they got this movie signed. Shit, we get paid, whatever. Yeah. Maybe some old people, who cares?
Get paid.
I think,
dude, like... Edward Norton sees dollar signs, dude.
It's funny, Edward Norton, like, he's not in a lot of stuff. He's fairly selective, but he decided to be in Collateral Beauty, which, again, I think is hilarious.
I think maybe
this is not necessarily the worst movie, but I think the fact that there are good actors in it and it like maybe could be decent is what makes it bad. Does it make any sense?
Yeah, like, I'm with you. I feel like if you're an average, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a skill. If you're an average like woodworker, right? But you have all the fucking tools at your disposal and the best instructors possible right next to you, you're not going to make the best thing ever, but it's going to be aight.
Yeah, you're going to have a quality product. You're
going to build some box, and it's going to be a box. And this is a movie. It's not a great movie. It's a movie, but it's filled with people who've made a lot of good movies.
In the past.
So, yeah I mean, what do you get? You mix a shit fucking movie with a bunch of people who are good at being and acting and creating movies, and you get this weird balance that's like a mediocre film.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because you think like they're giving their best effort. Maybe you're right. Michael Pena has given his best effort. You can tell that it's the writing that's weird or the direction that's weird because like every line is like stunted. It's like, well, honestly,
just pause for reaction, or like let that sink in.
Oh, Edward Norton, can you smell that? Doesn't it just remind you of childhood? Pause to something completely different. Like, that's so out of nowhere. It made no sense.
It breaks, yeah.
I don't know. So I think, like, in terms of Oscar bait, 100%, I'd say. It looked like it. It probably was going to be it. We decided we'd check it out just to see what that would be like. I think maybe on, like, a closing note, we'll just talk about Will Smith for a second.
Fuck, Big Willie, dude. I mean, what is this, a Suicide Squad?
Yeah, come on, what are we, guys? Some sort of Suicide Squad? That's exactly what I said as soon as you mentioned Collateral Beauty in the film 4 times in a row.
Collateral Beauty.
I guess maybe, like, that's just, like, I'm looking at his filmography right now on the wiki, and, like, his last good movie, I think I would say, was probably 7 Pounds. which is like a decent movie. It's just really fucking depressing. You ever watched that?
No, I don't think I've seen that.
It's okay. It's not bad. Then he was in Men in Black 3, which I never saw. Did you see that?
I haven't seen that.
I don't think anyone saw that. After Earth, that's an M. Night Shyamalan movie with Jaden Smith.
That movie I have seen, unfortunately.
That's a bad film.
Fuck, that's a bad
I don't know
movie.
what Winter's Tale is. Oh, Focus. That was a bad movie too with Margot Robbie, which we'll get to that. Concussion. That was his movie. That was his Oscar bait movie last year, where he played like that NFL sports therapist, and he found out that all those guys who had concussions.
Yeah, he brought the concussion thing to light.
Yeah, it's like a biopic. Like, all right, whatever, fair enough. Like, it looked kind of, I don't know, so-so.
But it's Oscar bait, yeah.
Oscar bait, and then he was in, we never talked about this in the cast, I guess, yet, but Suicide Squad. I'm pretty sure we were real deep into 2.5 Men when we saw Suicide Squad.
It was one of the movies we were actually looking forward to
100%, yeah,
this
totally.
year, and it ended up being one of the biggest letdowns of the year.
It might be my least favorite film of the year.
A film or film of the year?
It's my least favorite film of the year.
Okay. But it's not like the worst. Like Van Wilder freshman year is obviously worse than Suicide Squad.
Here's the thing. We haven't watched Van Wilder freshman year in a while. So I don't know if I would like... That might be an episode for a later date. Right. Anyways. So basically what I'm just trying to get at here is like... Yeah, sure, Will Smith, he's a good actor. He's got charisma. He's... I don't know. He's a pro at this point. He's iconic. You know, he's a cool. He seems like a cool guy. I would have a beer with Will Smith. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But
at this point, it's like the last movies he's been in.
The last 7 movies. I'm looking at 6 or 7 movies.
Like I remember this era, Hitch, Pursuit of Happiness, and I Am Legend. That was the era. That's what I'm thinking of. At least our era, I suppose.
Dude, even Shark Tale and iRobot had some hits.
No. I agree. Like, there's lots. Right? Like, look at this. Like, this is bang out. Like, Independence Day, Men in Black, Enemy of the State, Wild Wild West. Like, that movie actually sucks, but it was good for him. And, you know, Ali, Men in Black 2, Bad Boys. Like, come on. Like, he was killing it back then. iRobot. Like, you know. Anyways, and this kind of is like, I'll be interested to see what he does next. But this is a bit of a nail in the coffin for me. And I'm just going to say that I probably wouldn't recommend Collateral Beauty if you're under the age of 42. That's what I'm going to sit on. Yeah. That's what I'm sitting on.
I'm going to bump that number to about 65 because I feel like you hit 65 and like, I think I'm just going to say 65.
You're just going with 65?
Yeah.
All right.
Just going with 65.
Okay, cool. So... Anyways, that was just like our off-the-cuff thoughts on Collateral Beauty. We'll have a new podcast coming out next week, as always. Some cool stuff coming in the future. Our top 10 lists, our favorite picks weeks. A lot of cool stuff coming up soon, so stay tuned.
'Tis the season.
There you go. Tis
the season.
So be jolly and stay warm out there, folks.